We'll start off with some good Star Wars jokes for you.
That's right.
Special episode 100 Star Wars jokes.
101.
101 Star Wars jokes.
You won't believe number 7.
Number 70.
How many droids does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
7,000. One to hold the light bulb and the rest of them to spin the planet.
Oh!
Right,
boy.
7 million. 7 billion.
7 billion?
That's more accurate.
Well, it's a small planet. So, in this episode of,
Welcome back.
welcome. Welcome back to Star Wars Total Rewatch. We're still totally rewatching Star Wars, and we're almost done with the Droids animated series from 1985. I am Aaron,
I'm Cody.
I'm Daniel.
and in this penultimate episode of Droids, we travel across the Roon Sea. We are here recording on the shores of beautiful Roon Sea.
Yeah,
Right.
You can hear that gentle breeze.
hear the wind and the waves.
Space Gulls.
Oh, yes. The Space Gulls, Minox. They actually have Minox on this planet.
Do they mention it?
I don't know if they mentioned it, but the Wikipedia article does say
Oh.
it there.
Well, that's because they read the travel
They
guide.
do have a bantha graveyard.
Yeah, that was a little
Is that what
spooky.
those were?
Yeah,
I couldn't tell which creature it was supposed to be. How
That's
did
what she calls
banthos
it.
get here?
I don't know.
They're like space buffalo. People just take them everywhere because they're resilient and tasty, and
They do seem to be everywhere. The Wookiees
animal.
had the toy bantha.
Mama Wookie was watching how to cook a proper bantha steak.
Yeah, so maybe they are just they're spread all over the galaxy.
This episode is basically Moby Dick or something. One of those
Sure.
Yeah.
ocean exploration.
Gets obsessed over a certain thing. Man, even Moby Dick is ripping off the Droids cartoons.
Moby Dick was written.
I know.
Yep. Herman Melville foresaw that there would be a Droids cartoon, and he said, "Hey, I better make a book."
And thus he did.
So how about them droids, huh?
There was a very annoying droid in this episode.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think I even need to say which droid it is. Everybody just knows instantly. Oh, yep.
Well, anyway, they're still with Mungo Baobab, and they're still looking for rune stones,
Oh
trying
yeah,
to
he's
find
upset.
some wealth before they leave. Yeah.
It's his white whale, you could say.
He's all about the money. But he eventually learns that your friends and droids are more important than money.
Right, finally learns. Took him long enough.
Yeah. Although people kept trying to dissuade him from looking for these gems, even when it wasn't really that risky. It was
Yeah.
just kind of like, no, it might be dangerous, so you're greedy if you go and do it.
They're like, no, we're trying to teach a lesson here.
So yeah, a very short summary of this. They go looking for rune stones. They meet his long lost uncle, who gives him like a map, and immediately dies.
Yeah.
And they go looking for the stones. They don't get very far. They get captured, taken off on a boat, where they face all kinds of perils, and then learn the value of friendship. That's a recurring theme in this series.
Right.
Also, something I realized, the previous episode, they never got captured.
What?
No way.
Yeah, they were just at the games. They got drugged and beat up a little bit, but nobody was captured.
All right. Well, that is a first.
I think,
Good
yeah,
for them.
but they get captured in this one. And kind of
Yeah.
brutally, they get forced into some slave ship.
That's right. They gotta row. Got him
But-
down
Their
in
boat,
the hold, rowing away.
the galley.
Yeah, but we're getting ahead of ourselves.
All right. What do you guys want to say? What are your thoughts?
Well, how is this Governor Kung still have any favor with the Empire? He's just totally failed every single time. He's tried to stop Mungo or tried to get them the rune stones or anything. He can't do anything right.
It sort of feels like he's on the Emperor's list of people to get rid of. They just haven't gotten around to him yet. So they're like, well, in the meantime, whatever, keep doing what you're doing.
I guess they just keep him around because then they'd have to deal with running the planet. They just don't want to deal with that right now.
Sure.
Screed just has a little expeditionary force, not quite full on occupy the planet force.
Right. He's just an underling, but he's not very useful. That's what I mean. Like, replace him already. He's keeping an eye on Mungo, because Mungo's apparently the only one that can lead them to the rune stones. I think, and it seems like the only reason they think he can lead them there is because he's actually friends with the locals.
Like, you could do that too.
Right. It feels like some kind of secret that the natives of the planet, keep the rune stones location secret.
Yeah, maybe. Nobody seems to have asked them.
Well, it seems like that, but it's not really, because apparently the only person that knows the location of the rune stone is the old Augur. Augur? Is that what they call him?
His great uncle Alger Baobab.
Well, right. It turns out to be Mungo's great uncle. Has been here for 40 years. He came here in search of the rune stones as well.
So, I really liked this episode.
Yeah, some good
Yeah,
stuff.
I thought this was good.
I mean, this is the first episode in which somebody actually died.
Right.
Yeah, true.
Granted, it wasn't anything violent. It was just great uncle finally couldn't handle it. Once he passed on his bag of tricks and his holocron, he finally gave it up.
Is that what that was?
Well, let's cover how they even find him. What's this girl's name?
Orin?
Orin.
Arin?
Orin. She says that because Mungo wants to know where the rune stones are, as always. That's the only thing on his mind.
Well, except for Arin.
Yeah, but in a slightly lower position than the rune stones, I think. But he asks her where they are, and she says that the old
ogre
Augur, I don't know, but he's apparently this old hermit or something.
Just a crazy old wizard.
Yeah, knows where he is, and she says that he's past the Bantha graveyard, which is basically like the elephant graveyard from Lion King.
Lion King ripped off droids.
So they're going there. It's in a big storm through the
It's pretty
graveyard.
cool looking though. There's a lot of kind of creepy stuff in this episode,
know.
but it's cool.
Eerie.
R2's got a little umbrella.
Yeah, a little umbrella attachment. But yeah, there's a crashed ship in the graveyard, and it's like a ghost ship. That's what R2 keeps telling C-3PO, that there's ghosts in here. Getting
I was
freaked
hoping
out.
there was. R2's just a giant troll. All he does is like insult people, swear at them, and like mess with his friends.
I still would really like to see someone dub a good voice in for him. Yeah, so 3PO's scared of this old spacesuit. It falls on him, and he's like, ghost, I'm getting attacked by a ghost.
I was trying to think of other instances of ghost ships in Star Wars.
Republic, Republic Commando.
Yep. That was real spooky.
That was super spooky. That was great.
Yeah. And then in Knights of the Old Republic 2, there's a ghost ship, and there's like Sith commandos or something that are cloaked that attack you. It's great. But man, ghost ships are so cool. And there can be like ghosts in Star Wars. Like that's a thing.
Like Force ghosts.
Kind of, yeah.
Coast to coast.
Again, in Knights of the Old Republic 2, you go to the old Sith ruins on Korriban, and there's like, you see ghosts of former Sith. It's very scary. But there are no ghosts on this ship.
No, just
an
old guy.
Still here, still alive.
Just
Somehow.
barely
What's he been doing
alive.
here all this time?
He's just been sitting and waiting for another Baobab to carry
Oh,
on
he
the
was
search
looking
for
for
the
the
rune
runestone
stone.
because he managed to collect like 6 bags full. So for his
Yeah.
entire life, he was looking for runestones.
Looking for the source, though. He said,
Yes.
I was so close.
Yes, it's the biggest twist that it's actually Mungo's great uncle or whatnot, and so
What a coincidence.
hands on, all of his possessions to Mungo and then dies.
Right.
Like perfectly timed.
Passes on the journey.
There are some nice shots in this episode again. I noticed when the guy does die, they're all just like silhouetted.
Yeah.
Their shadows. Like that's unique. They didn't have to draw it that way. Even the very opening of the episode is showing like one of the general's, probes looking for them, but it starts way above the planet in the clouds, and it kind of gradually gets closer and closer shots, like establishing what this world is like and zooming into their house and stuff. That's kind of a neat way to set things up. Otherwise, a lot of these planets you don't get a sense of what do they look like.
Yeah. Sometimes you just get these shots where the background is just like a wall. Like they didn't put any effort into their backdrops. Here, let's listen to what he says here, because it's foreshadowing the choice that Mungo is gonna have to make.
Find the source. But if it comes to a choice between people and treasure, family and friends must come first. This I've learned.
Dead.
So subtle.
Just like that.
Family and friends must come first.
Yeah, do you think that's gonna come up later in the episode?
Mungo, did you not hear what he said?
No. If Mungo had taken that advice to heart, he'd actually have like 6 whole bags of runestones, which apparently are super valuable.
That's how it works, though. If Ahab hadn't been so obsessed, he could have gone home with 6 bags full of white whales.
That's right. Let that be a lesson to you. Don't be like Tiggy.
That is really going to be my takeaway from this entire series, I think.
That one and freedom is everybody's fight.
Yeah. So some of these very valuable lessons.
All right, let's talk about the goodie bag that he got.
Oh,
his
so many
uncle.
goodies.
He got
There's-
a silly putty egg.
That's right. Yep.
Which is it's just like a stretchable piece of thing.
Very strange.
Somehow it's like, oh, it's so useful. And they're so amazed at how it stretches apart.
Right. He also got a strange gun.
Which is clearly a gun.
Well-
And they say, it must be some kind of weapon.
Right. Nobody's ever had anything that resembled a gun before in this show. This is like the first thing that actually looks like a real gun.
Oh, you're right. They actually haven't. Their guns are always blaster boxes.
Yeah. Well, you said one time, Cody, they probably were limited on like how and like violent images that they could show on a cartoon, and so I think guns are probably restricted.
They slipped this one in by making it not really a gun.
Is this really a gun then? We have to doubt that based on what we assume about this show. It turns out no, it's not a real gun.
It's a seed shooter or something.
It
a
shoots
seed gun.
seeds. Who knows why? But that's what it does.
It shoots seeds which, when they land, they immediately become giant vines that grab whatever's near them.
So they are very effective.
It's a seed launcher.
I want to know what seeds it was shooting, because that vine grew like crazy. The next thing we've got
He's got a holocron.
holocron.
It's totally like a Sith holocron.
It's one of those pyramid-shaped things with writing all over it. And he gives it to 3PO to translate. And apparently, it could lead them to the source of the rune stones, but they don't understand it yet. They need to like translate every side.
What did it say?
In fire and ice, the white stones glow, frozen forever, yet warmed from below.
What does that mean?
It's a riddle.
But do they don't find the rune
No.
stones? Spoiler alert.
Not in this episode.
Because he only translated one side.
But isn't it the same thing in each other language? Like the actual Rosetta Stone?
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Well, the Rosetta Stone was.
Oh,
but-
this thing is an actual rune stone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good one. So the search for the rune stones is not over after this episode.
Okay, I thought they were just learn their lesson
Right.
and they're off.
No, not even close. He lets go of his runestones that he had for the chance at the very source of the runestones. It's a much better prize.
So they go to this like a port city to try to basically, are they trading the runestones they have for money? That's what they're thinking.
Yeah, they're trying to buy some supplies, I think.
And there's an X-wing parked out front,
There is,
along
yeah.
with the other ships.
Just chilling.
There's a couple.
So that's cool.
There's a Trandoshan that walks by outside. You see him briefly.
Which ones are the Trandoshans?
The
They're
lizards.
lizards.
Bosk.
Okay.
I think that there's like a Rancor head on the sign of this cantina.
Nice. Like the boar's head or something, but it's the Rancor's head.
Yeah.
Apparently, 3PO is a really good negotiator.
Oh yeah.
Bartering.
He says, "Oh, not for that price. We're deals off," and they're about to leave. They're like, "Oh, wait. Here's a bag of money."
But the bug, I can't remember his name either.
Gaff.
Gaff and team arrive. So 3PO has to disguise himself by putting on some glasses that he took from a nearby
I mean, it was the
cantina
guy that they were
patron.
negotiating with, I think.
Remember we were asking about who wears glasses in Star Wars? We've seen a lot of them now.
Right.
Also, I just totally realized why that character's name is Gaff.
Why?
Because he makes all sorts of gaffes.
Oh,
Messes up. And
goofs and gaffs.
That droid later in the episode would be proud.
Right. The comedy droid.
Comedy droid.
Gotta love that character.
That's the worst part of the episode.
We'll get to him pretty soon.
Anyway, they pretty easily get out of this cantina, but what's his name? The
Governor.
Governor Koong is just waiting right outside the door. But again, the seed launcher gets him out of it. Yeah, this is like the first time that Arin says to just leave the
I think
runestones.
she's already said it once or twice.
Maybe, but it's because their horses, their rock hoppers, are running around, and Mungo's trying to get control of them so they can get their runestones back.
Yeah, R2 lassos one.
He does.
Because they are horses.
Like the Old West R2 units
Yep.
from its cartoons.
Oh,
yeah.
he is trying to emulate his favorite show.
That's
His
right.
heroes. Doesn't go well at all. He falls into a fruit cart.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
They get taken on board a ship and made to be galley slaves, basically,
Right.
rowing. And this is where our favorite new character comes in. C-3PO is seated next to a comedy droid. Like, he's programmed to tell jokes.
Yep.
To tell not very good jokes.
Lin D. An entertainment droid.
And his jokes are
Yeah.
really terrible.
Let's play an example. I want to hear the Jabba the Hutt joke.
Jabba the Hutt so fat.
Yo, Jabba, so fat.
Here we go.
Now, I wouldn't say Jabba the Hutt is fat, but when he sits around the planet, he sits around the planet.
I mean, his jokes are just, like, they're not even anything to do with Star Wars. He just replaces the noun with, like, how many whatever aliens does it take to screw in a light bulb? But R2 loves him,
Oh,
which
yeah.
seems typical.
I mean, one of the slaver dudes in the galley pulls out an electro whip, which is awesome.
Yeah. It's like the lightsaber whip. This is like a real thing in Star Wars.
Have we seen that before?
Not up to this point.
Not in anything we've watched. I don't
No,
think it's
but
ever been in movies. Is it in some of the Clone Wars?
Yep, it is. An electro whip.
I remember it was in the Jedi Apprentice books. There was a character that had one. But yeah, it's really cool. So R2 did not get captured with the rest of them because he fell into a fruit cart. So he he follows them underwater. I presume he was using his propeller gadgets.
Yeah, we saw him swim
Yeah.
previously.
Yeah, he's got some good swimming legs.
He's like a secret agent the way he does a stealth mission to rescue them.
Sneaks on board disguised as a pile of seaweed.
Well, he grapple hooks on deck, and then he's disguised himself as a big pile of seaweed. And he pulls out this droid's battery. And
Yeah.
just totally disables him. Like, wow.
Nice. What a boss.
I know.
What a boss.
Oh.
Sorry.
Now that's an actual Star Wars joke.
Star Wars puns. Well, he sets everybody free here.
Should have left the entertainment droid tied up.
I think it's great how much R2 likes him, though.
I think R2 likes him just because of how much he annoys C-3PO.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. He's like, this guy's awesome.
And so as soon as they get free, Mungo's like, I have to go save my precious gems.
Yep, that's all he cares about.
Money is all you care about.
Money is all you'll receive.
Who is it? Somebody gets knocked over, and was it Gaff that gets knocked over and shoots the sail because they're on a sailboat that
Yeah.
also needs to be rowed? Star Wars.
And Koon runs up on deck in his bathrobe.
Yeah, his pajamas.
Yeah, so the sail gets shot and then starts on fire and burns down, and everybody starts abandoning ship.
So Mungo knocks over Gaff. He throws a bag of runestones at Gaff. And then he comes out of this hatch from down below. And Gaff is like just laying on the ground like stunned.
Yep.
just stunned, staring at the burning sail. It's just weird to me. He just, I don't know, Mungo comes and
They
picks up
forget
the
to
bag of
animate him
runestones,
there?
and it's just like, oh, see ya. And it just doesn't move.
He just can't comprehend what's happening, apparently.
Can't believe what he's seeing.
Yeah, like they maybe forgot to animate him, but it kind of works. Like he's just that much.
I don't know. In shock. So they sail into some fog. It's like a storm is approaching here.
And there's a whirlpool approaching.
Well, that's what, yeah, apparently storms cause whirlpools on the planet of Roon, on the Roon Sea.
So they get attacked by the butterfly drones again. But Mungo fights him off with a deck gun, but not before the butterfly droids destroy their little motor. And
They knock the sail onto the comedy droid.
And they think he's dead.
He said, what a way for his show to end.
Now that's a joke.
Yeah, they do.
We're very sorry, R2. Your friend got crushed by a sail.
By a sail.
So both Mungo and crew on their rescue boat, and Admiral or what's Koon?
Governor Koon.
Governor Koon. I always forget his title. Their ship is also getting pulled into the whirlpool.
So they make a new sail out of their silly putty. They have to throw everything overboard.
There's too much weight. So what are they gonna do? We thought that they throw the sail over, what's left of the sail. We thought that the comedy droid was in there too, and they were just like, just chuck him.
Oh man, I didn't think of that, but
That's what I thought. I was like, oh, thank goodness.
He's gone.
At least he had some use in the end. He'd help them get away.
Yeah.
But no, of course not. Are you kidding? They're not going to get
It's
away.
dead weight.
So the only way they can get away is by throwing their runestones over.
Right.
which Mungo gladly does.
does.
Friends and saving his own life as well.
Mostly
is
out of
very
his own
important.
life.
Well, that's what I was saying. He knows that they have their holocron that will lead them to the source. So this is just pocket change that he's throwing overboard.
This is a little bit like in Solo when they're trying to get away from that monster in space, and they're like, don't they like blast part of the hyperdrive out or something to?
Oh, yeah. They send off like the shuttle section part of the Millennium Falcon.
Basically, Pirates of the Caribbean 3, one of them. There's a big whirlpool.
R2's a seaweed disguise made me think of pirates also. Davy Jones.
Was it a disguise, or was he just like crawling around to the bottom and got caught up in seaweed?
I like the part when both of the ships kind of get they're like leaning so much that their tops of the
sails
are,
are
intertwined.
touching.
Yeah, good stuff, man. I don't know. Visually, it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's fun. Those movies are fun. Basically like Droids. Basically the same thing as Droids.
Yeah, let's be honest here. It's just droids.
Every movie since 1985, I think, is based on the Droids cartoon.
So I guess at the end, Mungo and present company escape, and once again, Governor Koon is being talked down by Screed. Screed's like, "We hate you. You suck." Something like
He's
that.
in big trouble.
Yeah,
He
basically.
says there might not be a next time.
He says, you're in trouble again.
He's like, "Just wait till the Emperor hears about my report."
He's not as forgiving as I am. And the rest of them live to hunt another day for runestones.
R2 fixes the comedy droid because that's what we needed.
He's not in the next one, is he?
Boy, I don't know. He says that
Let's hope not.
he's gonna go on the road with R2 and 3PO. It's gonna be a new
And
comedy
R2's like,
group.
yeah, that's an awesome
And
idea.
It's exactly what I want.
I think R2 just likes, I don't know, enjoying the irony or something.
He's like, this guy's more annoying than I am. I respect that.
So that was episode, what was that, 11?
12.
12. Episode
We got one
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
12, Across the Room Scene. Yeah, and the next one is the Frozen Citadel?
Citadel. I know, it sounds really cool.
Which sounds, do you remember the riddle from the holocron?
Right. Frozen, but like warmed from underneath or something.
It's a volcano. It's totally going to be a volcano
Yeah,
that
it is.
explodes. Calling it
Gonna be
now.
Lava. Wow, lava.
Lava.
That's pretty cool. That's how runestones are formed.
Is that so?
That's geology 101. Come on.
All right, so go and watch the last one and then come talk to us.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yep. Bye.